I'll turn the music off so I can upload it to YouTube. So I'm going to review this now, and then I'll turn the stream off, have a break, and I want to change the quality, but I'm not sure if I'm going to come back today because I kind of want to do some other stuff. So I'll review this now for Benjiih. I usually do, the reviews on the certain day that I'm playing the tournaments. So I normally play single table sit and goes on Monday. So I would normally review this on Monday, but Benjiih might not be here on Monday, so I'm going to do it for him now. So this is a single table, is it a, yeah, turbo $1.50 tournament. So top 3 make it in the money. So let's review it for Benjiih. No spoilers, no spoilers. I'll do a pretty thorough review. Gonna look at every spot. He's staying nice and tight, which is good. Just gotta stay tight in the early stages. Even this one I think is a little too loose, Benjiih. Yeah, I would advise you in a sit and go to just fold this in under the gun when there are 7 players behind you. Your range here should be this. So this is the hands that you raise in this spot are ace 10 suited or pocket 8s. So you can limp like 2s to 7s. And maybe you can limp like king queen suited or something like that. But yeah, the king queen off, I just fold here. Let's see how you played it. Decent flop for you. I'd c-bet here for value. Good size. Alright, good, well done. Okay, defend, king queen suited. Alright, we don't hit, but he played it very passively. So when people check, it's okay to try and attack that and take the pot off him. I mean, your king queen high could be the best hand, but you also, if he also has king queen, you kind of want him to fold and take the pot. And if he has something like pocket 3s, he might just fold. So I would just bet here, half the pot, maybe 120. Yeah, I don't like the check fold. I think when people check back, you have to attack. Just invest half the pot, and if he calls you, give up. But, it's not a horrible mistake. You did fine. Alright, let's see this. 9, 10, 2. Okay, trash. If you guys have any questions, you can just ask in the chat and I'll try and answer as best as I can. So remember, this is a single table sit and go. It's not a multi-table tournament, it's not a cash game. The strategy is quite specific. Okay, so this is the correct play. We have less than 20 big blinds. Look at how many chips are in the pot already. The pot's up here, 360 chips. Just moving the table up a little bit so you guys can see it a bit better. Okay. The pot's 360 and we are risking 1500 chips. So what's that, around 20% or something? Yeah, 24%. So you can win 24% of your stack by just shoving all in here. So that's the correct play. You don't want to do anything else. If you were to make a 3-bet, the size of your 3-bet should be around 3 times his raise. So the size of your 3-bet would be 540. But if you put in 540, that's a third of your stack. That's a lot of chips. So you're going to be committed if you 3-bet. So you should just shove all in with pocket 10s. Correct play. And that's the reasoning. I think this is a little bit tight, but it's acceptable. The reason is the small blind's quite short, so he might be looking to push all in, and the big blind's also a little bit short. So it's a tight fold, but I can agree with it. Same with this one. This is a pretty tight fold. I would probably raise this one, any ace in the cutoff is acceptable to try and steal the blinds. And if the button folds, you're going to have position first post flop, and that's very important. Now, if you hit an ace or a 5, you have to play it very carefully, but I think it's worth raising just to try and steal the blinds from the cutoff. So I would make it maybe 180 chips here. But being a little bit tighter is not a mistake, especially if you're not confident playing post flop. It's perfect to be a little bit tighter pre-flop because you don't want to make any mistakes post flop. So you've done well so far. No big mistakes. Only a few situations where we differ. Okay, we don't flop anything there. We have a gut shot, but that's not good enough to continue here. If you're not confident out of position, that's fine. I mean, I might think about calling, but that's because I don't mind playing out of position against two players. I've had lots of experience doing that. When you're a new player, if you don't hit, just fold. That's fine. Okay, 7-2 is trash, so that's a good fold. 9-6, yeah, that's a good fold. Not good enough. Pocket nines. Alright, we want to raise this. Okay, all in. That's good. I like the all in. I think it's a little bit big, but we don't really have a better option here because there's 400 chips already out there, and the most we can lose in this pot is around 2200. So that's around 20% risk to reward ratio. So we're risking 22,000, 2200, and we're going to win around 400 chips. So, and our hand is still pretty good. So I think shoving's the best play there. Okay, good fold. Good fold. Twos. These small pairs in early position aren't very strong. Now, yeah, I would just fold here. I think it's just not strong enough. Remember what I said earlier about raising from early position? You want to stick to ace-10 suited or pocket 8s or better. Now, because you have the chip lead, you can maybe raise a little looser than that. Like maybe you can start raising here with pocket 7s and the king-queen suited, but pocket 2s is way down below pocket 7s. If it's a very passive table and there's not much raising pre-flop, you can even maybe limp here just to try and flop a set. But raising for me is a little bit too loose. Well, now look at the pot odds. We're getting 1.7 to 1. So we have to kind of do some math here and think about what kind of hands he's pushing all in with. So I'm opening up my equity calculator, but you can just Google poker equity calculator and it'll give you this kind of answer. I just have one on my computer. So think about what kind of hands he's pushing here. Does he do this with pocket 4s when you're a big stack raising from early position and he has 10 big blinds? I don't think he pushes here with 4s. I think he just folds them. So for me, he should be quite tight here, pushing something like ace-10, pocket 7s. Even king-queen. Would he push here with king-queen? Maybe king-queen suited, but I doubt it. So let's put in your hand, pocket 2s, in his hand, his range. We said ace-10, maybe pocket 7s, maybe king-queen suited. So we'll be a little bit conservative. I mean, a little bit aggressive. We'll give him a few more hands than we think. Maybe we'll give him the ace-9 as well. Now, your equity against that range is 38%. So let's look at the pot odds we're getting. The pot odds we're getting are 1.7 to 1. So we need 36.9% equity, but we have 38%. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Back here. We have 38. So if our estimation of his range is correct, then we should be calling here. But let's say that we're a little bit wrong and he doesn't push those 7s, he doesn't push ace-9, he doesn't push king-queen. Is it still going to be a call? Yep, you still have 38. So in this situation, you are making the correct play here by calling because of the pot odds that you're getting, but it's very, very close. I don't know how you play, but I play every pair under 7, fold, if not small blind and all folds, then I go all in. Because the chance that big blind has a better hand is small. That's a good way of playing it, Wizzle 17. I think you can maybe also look to play small pairs from late position, not just the small blind. So if you're in the button or the cutoff, a hand like pocket 4s or pocket 5s is pretty strong when there's only 2 people left. So I wouldn't mind if you have pocket 5s on the button and you have, say, 12 big blinds, you can just push all in. Or even on the cutoff, if you have pocket 4s and you have 12 big blinds, you can just push all in. So in late position, those small pairs have a good amount of value. But in early position, they're very marginal hands. So Benjiih, the way you played the raise call is going to be okay because there's not much ICM here. You're not close to the bubble. You don't need to think about, well, I'm risking 1,000 chips here. Is this going to cost me my whole tournament? If you call 1,000, it doesn't matter. You still have 2,000. You've got a lot of chips. So I think this play is correct, but the raise is a little questionable. Okay, fold the 8-6 against an all-in. Let's push all in, pocket 9s. Well done. Well done. Now with a chip bleeder. 6,000. Getting some hands here. Alright, good all in. Look at the stack sizes of the blinds. The big blind has 11, and the small blind has, what, like 8? So our decision here is just, do we push all in for 10 big blinds, 11 big blinds, and try and win this pot, or do we fold? Now ace king is obviously a push, but you can push here with any ace. You can push with any Broadway combination, so jack 10, queen jack, queen 10. You can push any pair, pocket 2s, pocket 3s. You can even push some hands like a king 8 suited here would be a push. A queen 9 suited would be a push. 10-9 suited you can push. Even 10-8 suited you can push. So my push range here would be around 40%, I think. Whoops. And I've put that range in the chat for you guys to look at what my push range would be here. Let me just read it out. Queen 4, it's maybe a little bit too loose. Maybe a bit tighter than the 40%, but that's a good estimation. Alright, let's go to the next hand. Good push with the pocket 6s. I was just talking about this. When you have a small pair in the cutoff, it's a pretty strong hand. So I like your decision here to push all in. And you're risking around 12 big blinds because that's how many the big blind has. Fold, fold, good. Fold the weak ace, good fold. Weak aces in early position are not very strong. So we'll just fold that. Jack 9 is a fold against the push. 10-8. Ooh, okay, here's your first big mistake, Benjiih. We're less than 10 big blinds now. This Nick Loudy guy, he has around 7 big blinds. So if you've been practicing with the ICM trainer, you'll know that when it gets blind versus blind and you have less than 10 big blinds, you should be pushing a lot of hands. At least 70%, but more often you're pushing every single time, 100% of hands. So this 10-8 is quite a strong hand. 10-8 offsuit is in the top 50%. So this is a top 50% hand, and you're just folding to the big blind. He could have anything. He could have 3-2, he could have 7-2. So really, you should be pushing here 100%. So that's the biggest mistake so far, folding that 10-8. Okay, that's a fold. 4-7's a fold. King 9 early position, will fold that one. 3-5 have to fold. 5-2. Yep, here's another mistake. But we just talked about this, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I would push any 2 cards here. So even the 5-2 offsuit, just push it all in. Because he has less than 10 big blinds. Okay, Queen 9. Okay, you can push that. That's good. Queen 9 is an above 50% hand, and because you have the chip lead, you can put a lot of pressure on these guys from the button. So remember when I posted the 40% hand range on the button in the chat, it said Queen 8 off plus, and this one's Queen 9, so we can push this. Well done. King 3, suited King 3. It's actually a little bit close. I think here I would push the king 8 suited, maybe the king 7 suited, but the king 3, I think the fold is good. Alright. Okay, I really want to push against this guy, because when people limp pre-flop, it's very weak, and you should attack that by pushing all in, but the 7-4 offsuit, it's very, very bad, so I like just checking. Now we have a pair, and he's checking. He's got a weak hand. He just limped pre-flop, which is weak, and he just checked the flop, also very weak. So I would bet here and be happy just getting all the money in. If he decided to check raise, we could still be ahead. He could have something like a 4-5. He could have a bunch of flush draws, straight draws. He could have like ace-5. He could have ace-7 kind of hand. He could have ace-2. There are a lot of hands that we beat. So I would just bet here, maybe 300, and be happy getting all my money in. If he had a better hand, if he has a 6 or a better 4, it's just bad luck. Alright, all in's fine. I mean, we're calling if he goes all in anyway. So what you're doing here is fine. I would just do it a little bit differently. I just bet and then call, but you decided just to go all in and not worry about it if he decided to push with a draw. And that's fine. I mean, your play's not any worse than mine, I think. I think they're both pretty equal. Alright, so now we're on the bubble, and look at our chip lead. We've got one guy here with 3,500 and 2 short stacks. So you need to really take control of this bubble and push all in as often as you can. This is a perfect spot. I would actually push here with any 2 cards, and the reasoning is that once this short stack folds, the big blind has to fold pretty much everything. The only hands the big blind can call you with are pocket queens or better. Even if the big blind has ace king, he can't call you because the short stack is still alive on the bubble, and he doesn't want to risk a hand like ace king here or pocket eights. Like, he doesn't want to flip or have a hand like jack 10 beat ace king. A lot of people don't know that, and he might still call you with ace king, he might still call you with pocket sevens when he should really fold, but that doesn't mean that you should start tightening up here. Just continue with your strategy, push very loose as the chip leader. So here I would push any 2 cards. King 10 suited certainly qualifies. This is also going to be a push, I think. You could play a little bit safe and just raise and then fold if the big blind pushes all in. And the reasoning why you take that line is if you make a raise and it goes fold, fold, and the big blind pushes, you have to really put him on a strong hand for him to want to push into the chip leader when there's 2 other short stacks around. But if you don't want to deal with that situation, pushing all in here is fine. So well done. As long as you don't fold. Alright, good. Now if this guy decided to limp here, attack. Raise or push. Really attack. If there's a guy that is second in chips and you're the chip leader on the bubble, you need to attack that guy. Alright, just go all in here. Blind versus blind. He only has 3 big blinds left, so good play. Bad luck. Okay. We're not going to play when he wants to raise. What sit and go buy-in do I play? Wizzle 17. I used to play very high stakes sit and goes, so up to $500 were the buy-ins that I played. I mostly played around the $60 to $200 buy-in range. Okay, can't call with the deuce 7. Push all in. No! This is the big mistake. So, we're blind versus blind. I mean, jack 7's not the best hand, but it really doesn't matter. There's 400 chips in the middle already, and he only has 1200. So even if he calls you, you're still getting a good risk-reward ratio. And even though he's the short stack, he still will be quite tight, and you can push here with any 2 cards when it's blind versus blind. So this is another big mistake. I think it's okay to fold this one, because it's a trash hand, and Yeah, the problem with raising here is if you raise, you have to call the small blind, and that's pretty bad when you have Jack 5, so I don't mind that fold. Alright. The 9-7's okay to fold when there's 3 people behind you. Okay, good. All in, all in, all in. Yes! Good, good, that's good. Perfect. He's the second in chips, so you need to push 100% here against his big blind, and he can't call you. He shouldn't call you. People will often make mistakes, but it still means that you should push with any 2 cards, because that's the correct strategy. And if he makes a mistake by calling, well, it doesn't risk your tournament life, it risks his, so he's the one that's in trouble. Okay, 3-6 offsuit here on the button is fine to fold, because there's a short stack in the big blind, and it's a very bad hand, so that's fine. Almost done with this one, guys. Alright, the 10-6 offsuit against 3 people, that's just not good enough. I don't mind folding that. So you can see what we're doing. We're the chip leader, and we're putting pressure on guys, but we're not going crazy. We're not pushing every single hand. We're still picking the best spots that we can get, you know, and blind versus blind is the best, and also when we're on the button, we want to pick good spots to push all in. Alright, fold that one. Someone else is all in. Alright, I would push here. This is a 100% push, because the shortest guy at the table just folded. So these 2 don't want to bust out. They're under a lot of pressure. So you need to push here with 100% of hands. This is a good opportunity for you to steal the blinds. Well done. The King 8 is certainly good enough. Alright, the Queen 9. Now the short stack's in the big blind. We can just fold. Let these guys handle it. Okay, good. Alright, this is just a pot odds call. We're getting more than 2 to 1, so we have to call here with anything. Good call. Bad luck. Fold the 3-2, it's fine. Yeah, Benjiih's playing very, very well. He's made 2 mistakes that are significant, but overall he's done well. Good steal with the kings. We want to maybe trap with that hand, so that's fine. Good fold there with the king 5. Again, the short stack's in the big blind, so we'll just let these 2 guys handle it. We're not under any pressure, so we can take chips from the mid stacks and just let the short guy bust on his own. Let these guys handle him unless we have a decent hand. Okay, fold that. Okay, fold the 10-9. He's already all in. Now this is a good enough hand. This is actually a dream situation for us, because look at them now. They're all around the same stack size, which means that they want to just wait for one another to bust. So here I would actually push maybe 80%, 90% of a lot of hands. Certainly Ace 8 qualifies as a strong enough hand. Ace 2 is a call here. Blind versus blind, it's just strong enough to call. Well done. Okay, we can't hold, but that's okay. We're still the chip leader. Alright, now we're in the money. Let's see how the bubble burst. All in call. Queens against Ace 9. Alright. Now we're in the money. Good fold there with the Ace 8-6. So in the money, you still have to, you know, use your chip lead and try and get chips, but because you're in the money, people are going to call you much looser. So you have to be a little bit aware of the short stack. Okay, thanks for the walk. Alright, I would just give this one up, I think. Against the raise, he's shown that he likes his hand. He's, you know, the short stack should be going all in. We'll just give this one up. Wow, he folded. Okay. Ooh, jacks, that's good. Good little trap there, that's fine. We have to call here. We're getting 6 to 1. You just call anything. Close your eyes. Now we are heads up. Alright guys, a few more hands to go. So our heads up strategy in a sit and go is min raise every single button. 100%. And when you're in the big blind, if you've got less than 20 big blinds and you're facing a raise, you're only, I mean, you should be looking to push first. You can maybe flat call a few hands, but and then when you get down to 10 big blinds or less, your only decision is push or fold, pre-flop. So against the min raise, we can defend here with the jack nine, so I just call, that's fine. Very bad flop. And he's betting big, so just fold, just give it up. Good. Okay, min raise here, well done. Good. Okay, we have to fold 3-6, that's trash. Good. All in, that's fine. We have 15 big blinds. You can also min raise this hand if you want, and just call an all in. Just looking to get a bit more value, but just shoving the weak ace is fine, not a mistake. Okay, we would have gone all in with an ace. Whenever you get an ace heads up, it's a monster. Just get it all in pre-flop, no matter what. Okay, good. Raise that one. Well done. Right. I think this is a little loose to just push all in. I would prefer to just make a min raise like we've been doing, and then if he likes his hand and decides to push, we can just fold. I'd probably, yeah, I wouldn't do this shove. It's just too big of a risk. You're risking too many chips. You don't need to push 5,000 there. You just make a min raise. Okay, fold that. All right, last hand. Raise call with pocket nines. Well done. Overall, Benjiih, you played it very, very well. Just make sure you practice with the ICM trainer. Practice your small blind pushes. You missed two, and they were significant mistakes. But everything else is perfect. You did really well. Alright guys, so I think I will close the stream down for now. I don't think I'm going to come back today. I don't know, I'm just not really feeling it. I want to put on a good show for you guys, and today has been a disaster with all the Twitch issues. I will put Benjiih's review on YouTube, so if anyone misses it or you want to review this game, it'll be on YouTube in a little bit. And I'll be back on Monday for some more single table tournaments. So thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, I will see if there's anyone I can host. Just give me a second, I'll check Twitch Poker. I like spreading the love around. Is there anyone that I like that's playing? Dan O'Brien's playing. I do want to look at his stream. Who else? Leatherass. Nah, there's really no one that I've watched before, so that's alright. 10-10, all in before the flop. Yep, Wizzle 17. 10s is a very strong hand, so you should be looking to go all in pre-flop. Alright, thanks for joining in guys. Sorry about the problems again with the quality and everything. I'll be back to streaming in 720p on Monday, because I think it was a Twitch problem, it wasn't on my end. So alright, thanks guys. Good luck if you play over the weekend. Have a nice Easter. See you on Monday.